What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I got on our love hoodie. Love on the back. Got Divine on the hood. And we got our logo right here, on the pocket, on the stomach area, on the left side. That's how it fits. A little oversized, but comfortable. Hood's not too crazy, but it's, it covers. And then put it back in the back. Love. And then yeah, you guys can grab this on our website, onesdivinedestiny.com. Those will be up there. We also have them in cream color as well. I have another video posted with me wearing that as well. You can check that out, one of my previous videos. But let's get into today's video. So today's video is going to be about suppression and expression. Sort of my, the comparison between the two and how they apply to my life, as well as my therapy testimony. Seeing a therapist, talking about my past and trying to get a outside perspective on things that I've struggled with in my life to, receive it from, a trained professional, aid and assistance, but also just, to get a new perspective on things that I could only see one way based off, obviously me being internally living. But to know that, sometimes the projection or the lens that we are looking through our lives with can, sometimes either cloud or jade the true perspective or the true reality of what it is we're actually living through. And, being open to, I feel, just conversations and, new ideas and new realizations from other people can really help you move through things and, whether that be heal, forgive, empower yourself, just step outside of your comfort zone to be a little more fearless and brave. I really feel, sometimes, receiving information from, people that you feel safe with and that you feel have the best of interest for you, to gain their insight on how it is, they view you positively, and then what they also feel maybe you can, correct, or if you bounce something off of them and you trust their opinion, maybe how you can reevaluate and then again recalibrate to, not make that decision again, not make that mistake again, but ultimately learn from it, So that's pretty much what this episode is about today. So let's get right into it. Comparing the two, suppression and expression in my life, I feel have been very, interesting, because it wasn't like suppression. I'll start with suppression. Suppression for me, in terms of suppressing my emotions, and really allowing things that I haven't dealt with in my life to kind of dictate the decisions that I make, whether that be with professional decisions, social decisions, relationships, or just creative decisions, things that ultimately I feel going on in my mind or being driven by things that I didn't work through in my past. And until I came to that realization that ultimately I was going through life, as a passenger on my own mind, not really in control of my thoughts and my emotions, and, how it is I showed up in relationships and, environments, to be my truest self. I always felt like I was, trying to fit into a box or fit into an idea of who it is people wanted me to be. Always, having the confidence in the, not always having the confidence, in times, you don't have the confidence, you have the self-doubt, the limitations, the mind, creeps in with the lies and the negative thoughts and self-talk about yourself. So I'm going to be real with you, not in all situations confidence, but, had an idea of who it is I am, but was insecure about it because I felt I needed to people please and fit into a narrative and an identity of who other people wanted me to be rather than being myself. So therefore I would suppress my authentic self to, express, the I guess insecurities and the, lack of confidence that I did have based off those decisions that I chose to not express my authentic self. So it's ultimately detrimental to myself and the people that I come in contact with, because I'm not showing up as, I truly am because I feel insecure, or I feel I need to people please in order to maybe, make others feel comfortable about who they are, and ultimately that's not good for anybody, because nobody's really coming to the table, I feel, from an authentic, real, uh, intention. It's rather just, people really trying to blend in and trying to, I feel, just kind of in the sense get by, based off, who it is you feel you're supposed to be for other people. But until you have that realization that, it's not about living for other people. But again, it's not living off of self, it's about, I feel, loving yourself enough to, not pour from an empty cup, to give yourself enough love to there spread it with others. But, not trying to, always pour into others, knowing that you don't have anything left for yourself. Because I feel in order to really be there for others, you have to be there for yourself first, to make sure that you're okay first before you lend aid to others. And I'm not saying they're less important or you're more important, but how can you really give, I feel, just based off my personal experience, I had to come to the realization myself, how can you really give true assistance and advice to people that are going through something if you're not really being real with how it is you feel, or haven't even worked through the emotions that you're dealing with, And it's not to say that your advice is not important or irrelevant. It's just about, like, I ask myself, okay, well, if I did the work to, heal from my past, my traumas, and, to be accountable to the things that I made and decisions that I made mistakes-wise in my past, how can I be more intentional, truthful, and honest, and, communication and dialogue that I have with people that might be going through a similar thing, because I took the time to really sit through those things and work through those things, on a, not a specific timetable, but ultimately, with in a window of intention and discipline and showing up each day to really do the work and do the due diligence to really, really gain that self-love and that confidence within yourself, and to really walk in that confidence, to really receive the, the Lord's glory and who it is He created you to be. So ultimately, getting back to that divine nature and, embracing yourself authentically and knowing that you are enough ultimately, and that, everything that is within you, is all you need to, step into your greatness and walk in your power. But, in order to really, I feel, get to that point, we have to first not dwell on our past, but reflect on our past to see what we can now work through to help us now move forward, with more intention and clarity and purpose-driven, actions that are ultimately for the benefit of yourself and the collective. It's not about, I feel, not just doing everything for others. You also deserve to be happy and joyful as well. But, ultimately, others, deserve to, express and, experience what that feels like as well. So I feel like once you have got yourself to a place where you feel content and you feel better and more enlightened and you feel more empowered and more, confidence in yourself, I feel, once you get to that place, and it's never ended, there's no ceiling. It's about, continuously rising up and doing the work every single day. But if you see somebody that might be beside you, coworker, friend, teammate, anybody, somebody on the street that might maybe need, just an uplifting compliment or an uplifting, dialogue and conversation, share that love with them, share that, that positivity, share that, that experience and that testimony that you have based off the thing that you went through, and let them know that this too shall pass, and that, even though it might be stormy now, the sun will still rise. So I feel just about, using our experiences and the things that we've been through ourselves to then, share with others, intentionally, to then, maybe offer them some, just, I feel, not what to do in terms of do this, but just your experience. So maybe they can pull something away from them that they resonate with. So it's not like you're shoving it on them. It's just about sharing it and allowing them to take from it as they will, to help them, better their situation in their own, time and, guidelines of what they feel is comfortable for them. So ultimately, that's what I was talking about, with me learning that suppressing my emotions was not healthy, and it was not, beneficial for anybody. And ultimately, it was just holding me back because I wasn't even allowed to really, live from a place of authenticity because I was not being truthful with myself. So again, when I say to, really get to the root cause of emotions and frustrations or triggers and things that you feel arise in situations that, you just kind of, oh, I'm just like that, or that's just how I am. It's like, no, it's like sometimes I feel that trigger, that moment of tension or anger is an indicator of something that needs to be worked on and developed. And I feel emphasized and given light because I feel that's just an opportunity for you to now strengthen yourself, sharpen yourself, and heal from something that ultimately caused you to feel that way in that moment. But I feel ultimately that only comes back to, ultimately I feel that comes to the second word that I was speaking about is expression. So where I'm at now, I'm learning to, be more expressive with how I feel with myself. Not about, I feel, walking around putting on your emotions and pain on other people. Like, no, not that. In terms of just, sitting with my emotions, sitting with things that I feel in situations that might arise that might be an indicator for something that is going on internally within me. So allowing that to provide me with information and feedback, to maybe say, oh, this is something I need to work on. Maybe this affected me this way because I didn't work on this, or I didn't even know I need to work on this because this affected me in a way I never felt before. So not feeling bad about how it is you feel and not feeling guilty about your emotions, but allowing your emotions to be, indicators and feedback for, your mental well-being and you know, um, your emotional intelligence, kind of, I feel, to allow it to be, just a resource for you rather than, something for you to feel bad about yourself with. Because there's nothing wrong with about feeling emotions and to endure and to know that this is a human experience, in the physical. And to know that things are going to come and go and things are going to arise that, we ultimately always have the choice to respond to. It's about our reaction to things that, come before us. We always have that choice. But I feel, just from my own personal experience, not working through things can cause us to be very reactive. Once when I'm saying I was once as well, and I'm still working on that day in and day out to be more patient, to be more mindful, and to be more intentional in how it is that I respond to things and allow things to ultimately get into my internal consciousness or subconscious mind. So to really just be, accountable, like I like to say, to really hold myself to the standard of, it's up to you to do that work and to prepare yourself to, learn from things that you've ultimately made in the past, mistakes, and to try your best to not repeat those things. And it's not about being perfect or being a know-it-all, but just about, showing up each day with the intention to better yourself, and then, with the knowledge and the research that you gain and the wisdom that you gain through your own experiences and your own, progress and process, you can now share that with others and ultimately help them, reach their goals and better themselves and to be more mindful, to be more peaceful, to be more joyful, to be, show up in relationships, better than they ever have. It's kind of like, you have a group of friends that are working out, one starts going to the gym, a group of friends start seeing the progression and the growth, like, oh, you're starting to, I can see the consistency, I can see the work is starting to pay off. And now the other friends feel inspired and motivated to now, sign up and go to the gym as well. And now one person, ignited that, and now others are now going to the gym, and now you have a collective group of people now bettering themselves. And it's not about giving the one person credit because he struck the match. It's just about showing that, sometimes it takes, something different to maybe, just, receive a different outcome. And I feel if the intention is for, the improvement and the evolution of things and to, inspire and motivate, I feel, genuineness and pure intentions will always, prevail. And other people will receive that and feel that. And it's not about doing it for that reason. It's just about doing that out the goodness of your heart. And I feel that's just about, what we're here to do, is just, to share our experiences with each other. Stories is, so amazing, and they're full of, life and, lessons and information that people can pull from and, share to apply to their own situations, to help them work through things, and, maybe even, again, always learn. Like, I like to learn from other people and what they go through. And I like to be very open and a sponge of life, because I feel everybody has something to offer, whether it be a kid, an elderly, whether it be a middle-aged. I feel even animals have lots to offer. If you're present enough to be mindful and to, embrace them and to see what it is, how it is they move about things. If you have a dog or a cat, I feel you have an idea of how, animals are very intelligent, and they're very, they're very present, and they're also very, I feel, just joyful. But again, that comes back to that presence and that stillness of always being just in the moment. So yeah, that's kind of, when I talk about suppression versus expression, all in all, come full circle, I would say, if I were to compare the two for me in my life, what I thought was going to be the best option, but what I learned is not what is the better option. What I thought as an adolescent and growing up and, going through things, I thought suppressing and hiding my emotions from myself and others was the right thing to do. And that was the strongest thing to do as a male. And, you're not supposed to have emotions. You're not supposed to, show weakness or things like that. But as I learned, meekness does not mean weakness. Expression and expressing your emotions and how it is you feel and communicating those things, with, a filter and a respectful and poised manner. It's all about, how you say things, I feel, always. So again, not to, like I said, pour out everything that's going on in my life and, bring other people down, but to really express how I'm feeling within myself to myself, and to work through those emotions rather than, like I said, suppressing and ignoring them. To acknowledge them, to know that they're real, to know that they're okay, to feel this way, and to ultimately know that, this is the human experience. You have really no control on how it is you feel, but you can control how it is you react to how it is you feel. You can get angry and let that, lead you into a negative decision, or you can get angry and process that emotion, allow yourself to work through those things, through that, that rage, and then maybe rechannel that energy into something else. Like, okay, you got angry, you wanted to fight, but maybe, okay, we acknowledge that anger and that rage, and now you go to the gym, and now you push that anger and that frustration into something productive, for yourself, rather than allowing the negative, temptations to, push you in a direction that you don't ultimately want to go in the long term. But, using it, again, as fuel and motivation to, do things that are going to be more beneficial for you and your well-being. So that's, again, when I say, suppression versus expression for me in my life, and how it is I applied it in my journey, what those two words have meant to me. And, how day in and day out I try to, carry out and be more expressive and be less suppressive in terms of my emotions and my well-being. Because it's all about, the continuous journey of, showing up each day. There's no ceiling. There's no, like, oh, I got it. Like, no, because life's going to throw new things at you every day, and you don't never know what's coming. So just about, having the tools to, make mindful decisions, I feel, is just the most important thing. Just allowing yourself to have the resources to, come back to the center of yourself, and to not allow somebody to, ruin your peace or ruin your day based off their actions, but to have control and, intention over self, to show up again as your authentic self and, with pure, genuine intentions. So, to really, kind of conclude this out, I just wanted to share, my, quick little testimony about therapy, and, how therapy really helped me out in my life, and why, I think it's a great thing for all people to try at least once, to see how it is it works out for them. I'm sorry. So to, really kick it off, therapy for me was something that I was always against. I was always like, why would I go share my emotions and what I'm going through with a stranger that doesn't know me? Why would I go trust somebody's opinion about how it is I live my life? Why would I go care and think that this person has the best of interests for me? Why would I go why would I go? Just trying to come up with all these reasons to not go and all these reasons to why, therapy was, in my eyes, not the answer. And I'm not saying it is the answer, but I was so against it to where I was not even entertaining the thought of doing it. Until, again, like I said a little bit earlier in this video, life, threw something my way in my life that I really needed to just talk to somebody that was outside of, my circle, or, my own thoughts, and just to give me a better perspective on things, to help me just move through and be a little more aware and, just realistic with myself. And I got a lot of reality checks, humble realizations. I got a lot of confirmation. I got a lot of clarity. I got a lot of peace and joy when I let these things go to somebody who didn't know me, because their perspective on the situation wasn't like, it didn't have any emotion tied to it. They were able to give me a clear and direct evaluation of the situation that it is I expressed to them. And I felt, for me personally, it was very beneficial because, mental health and, therapy for me are very important to me. And, I truly understand the importance of just sharing with somebody. And you don't have to go speak to a therapist. That's, whatever the case may be. You can be with somebody that you just trust, somebody that you feel comfortable with and safe with, that you feel you can just, let things off of you. And that you feel you can appreciate and receive their perspective and their feedback based on what it is you said to them. So I just felt, therapy for me was very enlightening, and it was different for me because it was an adjustment. I was, now trying to learn how it is to share and express myself, and how it is my emotions were bottled up inside me. And it took time. It took many sessions to get comfortable with myself before I can even get comfortable with sharing it with somebody else. And that was one of the most telling things I learned, was how uncomfortable I was with even acknowledging my emotions to myself. So that was, I feel, one of the biggest takeaways I had from my therapy, experience, was just, how important it is to be honest with yourself and to be real with yourself, and to not worry about, other people's opinions and projections, but to really be, true, and to really have your back, to really have your own back, to really have your own belief in yourself, to really, like I said, walk in that confidence, walk in that confidence that God birthed you with. And it's not about being arrogant or cocky, but it's about, knowing that you are divine, you are unique, you are purposeful, there's only one of you on the earth. So, know that you are important, and that you have, a reason that you are here, and that there's something within you to be shared with the world. So like I said, therapy for me was very enlightening, and I feel just telling. Like, I learned a lot about myself, a lot of things that I didn't even know were within me, like in terms of just character traits, my triggers, how it is I was projecting my own pain onto other people, and thinking, it was more about them than me, like that victim mentality. Like, therapy really helped me get out of that victim mentality, and to be more forgiving to myself, and to be more forgiving to others. But then again, also hold myself accountable to these decisions. Like, okay, this happened, this is how it made me feel. Now we have the choice to do different and move forward. Or you can stay stuck and play victim and blame people all day, but that ultimately doesn't get you anywhere. And it's not about them, it's about you. Holding a grudge and being angry on somebody only holds you back, because they don't know how you feel. So ultimately, like I said, therapy really had helped me with that perspective, and to, like I said, be more accountable and be more real to myself. And like I said, that's why I'm not going to tell you in this video, oh, go to therapy, go do this. Like, I don't like telling people what to do. I just like to share how it is it helped me, and hopefully today somebody might be able to resonate with this video, and then maybe it'll spark a thought to maybe they would like to go speak with somebody, that's professional, or, somebody that they feel they can trust and feel safe with. So again, that's what I felt this video was about, and what I want to just share with you guys, kind of, my experiences with suppression and expression, and how, a therapist and, talking to somebody really helped me just release and make room for new things in my life. Because I feel, I want to sum up this video really taught me the importance of making room for new things in your life, releasing the old, being open to receive the goodness and the glory of God. But we can't experience that if we're holding on to old things and things that are lowering us and draining us and weighing us down. So that's what I feel this video, if I was going to sum it up, is all about. Just let those old things go. Make room for the newness of God. Make room for the newness of joy, love, laughter, new experiences, new relationships, new connections. Let the old stuff go. You deserve everything that the Lord has for you. You deserve to be happy, confident, know that you are enough, to be brave, to be creative, and to do whatever it is that you feel that you are put here to do, with pure intentions and genuine heart. So again, that's what this video is really about, just to be a reminder of how important you are and how unique you are, and to make room for the new that's trying to be brought into your life. Don't hold on to the old. Like they say, don't block your own blessings. So thank you guys for tuning into this video. I'm truly grateful and thankful. Again, you guys can check out our website, One's Divine Destiny. Our love hoodie is on there. Again, got the Divine right here. Got the love on the back. And again, it'll be up there so you guys can check them out. Thank you again for tuning in. I'm just grateful and thankful for everybody who supported this channel thus far, that's been tuning into my videos, that's been supporting me. I thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for coming along with me on this journey, and I just want to say just thank you. Brandon out. See you guys on the next one. Peace.